Okay. This is stupid. I went live on the wrong thing, and then I goofed it. Hi, everyone. If you can hear me, that's great. Put it in the chat. We had like 40 people waiting for the last one, and then I goofed up the stream. So, my bad. From the bottom of my heart. My bad. Listen, this is going to be a slow start to the stream. And don't expect anything super exciting. We're just troubleshooting today, and that's it. So I've got two AVA boards on my thing here. Hold on, let me share this with the Discord. I gave everyone the wrong link. Whoops. We're just going to keep it real chill today. That's what we're going to do. Also, my left armpit is very itchy today. Just very itchy. I don't know what it is. All right. Yes. So we've got the logic analyzer. We've got two boards up, and we're ready to troubleshoot a little bit. I've got coffee brewing, so just stand by. The coffee is on the critical path, as they say. So it's important for me to get the coffee first. Stand by. All right. I have a little bit more water to pour through the grounds, so that's going to take a second. Let me explain what we're doing. AVA has a lot of stuff on it, and one of the things, also, sorry for this camera quality, it makes me so sad. I love the Sony RX100. I have the Mark IV, and this is what I've shot almost every tracking shot with for rockets. It can shoot 1,000 frames per second for just a few seconds. In low resolution, it can do 1080p at 120 frames per second. I love this camera, and I am so sad because today, finally, the HDMI port seems to have started to give out. I could not get a reliable HDMI connection, and so I'm so sorry. We're back to a webcam. Now, you can actually, here, let me just move it over. We're back to a webcam now. Anyway, AVA has a CAN bus, and I will use that CAN bus to do redacted. No leaks, patrons, no leaks. I will use that CAN bus to do redacted. However, I've got AVA R2's design all the way done. I've got a new high-G accelerometer. We should get much better resolution because I had a problem with hooking it up to the wrong, it was like a 12-bit readout on the analog sensor, and it had a 10-bit, it was connected to a 10-bit ADC, so that was not going to work out so well for me. And so we have a new high-G accelerometer. I got rid of that huge linear regulator / oven on the 5-volt lines and switched to a switching regulator. And then we still have a nice linear smooth regulator for the 3-volt lines, which is great. Cleaned up some of the telemetry routing, and just one of the connectors didn't look good. What else did I do? Added some stuff on the pyro channels to protect from this scorching happening again. That was not good. Oh, and then I added, someone in the Discord suggested this, I added a switch is probably the right way to describe it, so that we can drive servos off of either direct LiPo power or 5 volts. And then I removed the reset switches on the processor. That's these guys right here. Those reset switches, here, let me make this bigger. These guys right here, those reset switches I thought I was going to use a lot more than I did, and because of some of the because of some of the flight profiles that I expect AVA will experience, having buttons on a computer that will experience the things I expect it to experience is a bad idea. And especially buttons that, if pressed, can shut the whole thing down. Seems bad. Okay, let me grab my coffee. How's the quality look? It looks a little warm. The white balance is like all goofed up. I don't know, man. I feel like everyone knows how to get perfect quality on their stream except for me. Filters, color correction, whatever. You can just deal with it. Let me get my coffee. This video is sponsored by me, bps.mug/shop.com/gov/https ps, there's a second ps, /mug. That's where you get this. Okay, so like I said, AVA has a CAN bus, and on that CAN bus, we're going to try to use that to connect to high priority critical items on the vehicle that AVA needs to fly, vehicle/vehicles. The Mark 20 DX 256 VLH7, that's the main processor, has CAN, TX, and RX, but that's not actually how CAN works. You have to go through a transceiver. And if I bring it up here, I've totally forgot. I feel like I could almost get it right off the top of my head, but let me just find the actual transceiver I'm using, because that will help us diagnose what's going on. Should be a 3-volt transceiver. Nope, that's the wrong one. I hope you're not expecting anything like super fancy for this stream. I just went live because I'm bored, and this is a arduous process. Wow. Okay, it's the MCP2562 E/MF CAN transceiver. It is, oh my god, no. Oh no. Oh no. Hold on. Okay, hold on. Stand by. Oh no. So this is it. If I go up a little bit, there we go. Why don't, you know what, where's, usually they have a pinout. That's the internal schematic. Frick. Oh, I forgot how they did this. Okay, it's 5-volt in. I'm already worried that this is not going to work. I'm going to turn off my display capture while I bring up some very sensitive schematics, which will not be shown on stream. I'm so sorry. As far as I can help it, they will not show up. And let's open up schematic, AVA, Eagle. Okay, hold on. Yes, AVA-C, schematic. Someone asked, when are we going to do the air launching? We will do the air launching soon. I imagine we'll realistically get to it in like the fall. Okay. Oh, no, look. I did it right. Okay, so it's connected to 5 volts. So I'm going to keep that on that side of the screen, and we're just going to be really careful about showing it. So the VDD, let's just check our schematic. VDD, which is pin 3. Okay, VDD, which is pin... Okay. Oh my god, okay. VDD. Oh, there it is. VDD, which is pin 3, is 5 volts. Let's open up a second one of these. Here we go. All right, so that's that. This is a mess. And then I want the example schematic. I almost always follow these. And then what does the split pin do? Split pin is the reference voltage, active in normal mode and standby. Okay. So what did I do here? The split goes to 3.3 volts because that's what the TX and RX are. Got it. So I think I'm using this. I've got the 120 ohm bridge between the high and low. TX to TX, RX to RX. TX to TX, look on the processor. Yeah, RX to RX. Okay, so that's good. We're just sort of like sanity checking the schematic here. Right. And it's a 3.3. Oh, I don't use the split. VIO, VDD. Okay, right. So VIO would go to 1.8, but in our case it goes to 1.3, and that's pin 5. Yes, because we have the 62. And that goes to 3, so our reference voltage is correct. And then standby, we have that pulled up. What is RBX? Normal and standby mode. In standby mode, the transmitter, high-speed receiver, splitter turned off. Standby is connected to an internal pull-up, but I'm pulling it down. VIO. Okay, so it would be pulled up to 3.3. Splitter turned off. Let's learn more about that, just to make sure. Standby. Applying a high level. Okay, so it goes into standby if you apply a high level, and we're pulling it low in the schematic. So this is great. So it should be in normal mode. Once again, just sanity checking the schematic and paying truly no attention to the chat. What's up, chat? How is everyone? Is Nightbot in here? Oh, hey, Nightbot. All right. So let's assume that the schematic is good, and let's start loading up sketches and see where it gets us. Nathan Greenway says he's doing great. That's excellent. Good news, Nathan. Ben, I do have termination resistors on both boards. I believe that's correct, right? So the entire network, the termination point, the nodes, the end nodes, have 120 ohm across each. Joe, are those burn marks on the right computer? No, they're not burn marks at all. It's Sharpie. It's definitely not burn marks. Definitely wouldn't burn a computer. Definitely wouldn't accidentally short a pyro channel and then the computer would truly just catch on fire and combust and burn fiberglass. That did not happen, just to be clear. Okay, yes. You need both to hold it at 120R. Okay. Well, let's just try what I tried yesterday. We're going to start from a basic place. I'm going to take this can. I'm using the FlexCan library by tchop. And I might just re-download the library. I also want to, okay, hold on, stand by. How do I do what I'm trying to do? Does anyone know? Oh, there it is. Okay, I'm browsing as guest. That's what I wanted. Okay, so FlexCan library. There are a couple of different things for this, and I'm going to say TNC 3.2 because that's what the processor we're using is based off of. There are a bunch of different forks here. So let's just start looking. This is the one I have. 3.1, and it suggests that you go to a different library from Pawelski. Nice coffee mug. Thank you, GoToSpace. Once again, the URL to buy this coffee mug is shop.bps/space_gov. And then you do one of those E's with the little hook on the bottom. That you just need to put that E in there, and then it's https://mug. And that's the link. Okay, so the FlexCan is a serial communication driver for the CAN peripheral built into the 3.1 CPU. The driver is organized in the Arduino library format. When FlexCan is constructed, pins 3 and 4 are assigned to the functions for TX and RX. These should be wired to a 3.3 volt CAN transceiver, TX and RX respectively. I am using... It should be fine. It can go to 5 volts, but you can set this to be a 3.3 volt transceiver. Right? So then, this is for the TNC 3.1. Let's just go to this new library, which is a little bit more flexible. We're going to assume that this is better. They're all a couple of years ago. Yeah, 6 years ago instead of 4 years ago. So let's go with the slightly newer library. Okay. Thank you for the questions, by the way. I can't answer any questions right now. Maybe if we can figure this out first. Are you feeding it the 1.8 supply, Joe? Ben, I am not. I'm feeding it 3.3 supply because it should just be able to... as long as you give it the right reference, it should work at that reference voltage, right? I'm pretty sure. Yeah, with VIO, you can give it the 1.8 supply, but you could also, I assume you could give it on VIO. VIO is just a reference. VIO pin, internal level shifter on the digital IO pins. So VIO... god, this is so hard to... Okay, so the CAN bus wake up functions, power on. Right, but yeah, so the undervoltage thresholds are 1.2 for VIO and 4 volt for VDD, and we're above both of those. But what I want is somewhere TXD is connected to an internal pull-up resistor to VIO. Right, yeah, so as long as you give it, Ben, as long as you give it 5 volts on the VDD line, like it needs to be powered by 5 volts, but then you can use the level shifter by giving it your reference voltage or your logic level on VIO. And then when you do that, it'll conform the TX and RX lines, or the high and low lines, and the TX and RX, I guess. Or maybe it's a 5 volt on the high and low lines, and then TX and RX are going to conform to 3.3. And it must be working. It's not sending 5 volts into the teensy, because the teensy would probably be dead. Although it might be 5 volts safe, I don't know. VIO should be 3.3 volt to match the teensy. And indeed, it is. Pin 5 is 3.3 volts. And let's just work off the pins here. Pin 5 is VIO. So that's good. So let's look at this library again. So what issue are you seeing? The issue I'm seeing is nothing works. That's the issue. Why don't we go ahead and demo this? I'm going to make 2 different sketches from this CAN test. This is the fully, like, just opened it example sketch. And I modded a bunch of stuff yesterday, so it's possible that I could have gotten it wrong. We're going to not change a whole lot, but I'm going to get rid of a ton of stuff. So first, let's save a new version, and I'm going to call this CAN test RX1. So this is going to be the receiving side of our CAN setup, and we can leave all this stuff. It's probably fine. I'm going to get rid of this timer, and I'm just going to put it in a real simple delay loop. This is going to be the loop that, if it gets anything, the first thing I want to do is use the CAN available. So just if CAN bus.available, and that'll return a 1. If it's available, we can look at the library to confirm, but that'll return a 1 if it's available and nothing else if it's not. Serial print line. We got a message. Okay, and that's it. That's all we're gonna do. Even if we're not even gonna read it. We're just gonna see if there's something available. We're gonna serial print that this is available. And you know what else we're gonna do? Pin mode. Hold on. Get rid of this. Pin mode. Not even gonna name it. That's how little I care. 27 is the red LED. 27 is output, and then if we get a message, we're going to say digital write 27 high, delay. Don't put a delay in this type of loop, but I don't even care. Delay 100, digital write 27 low. Okay, dope. So now I need a longer cable. Hold on. Okay. Let's do this. Here. I'm going to unplug the logic analyzer because we don't need that yet. Which one is going to be receiving, the right or the left? How about the left receives. Now, there's going to be a bunch of blinking, and you're just going to have to tolerate it. In fact, I'm going to go a little bit lower. The blinking is from the navigation computer, which still is mad that I haven't loaded the code. Don't trust that red blink. Actually, you know what we can do is we can just calibrate the nav. It's mad that we don't have okay. So we are uploaded now, and what we're looking for is a blink on that middle LED. We can turn on, I mean, nothing's going to happen here, but in the serial monitor, nothing is coming back because we have no CAN messages that are being received. So now, let's plug into the second computer and make a new sketch called CAN TX1. And this is going to be the transmission sketch that at an interval will send some type of transmission. And again, we're going to make this crazy, crazy simple. That's not what I want. The transmission is down here. This is like the example transmission. So they set the length of the message. It's like a structure kind of thing. Do the baud rates match? They should. There's a length and an ID, and then they populate it with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, it looks like. Well, or 0 through 7. Yeah, this is the index equals 0 plus IDX. Man, the message structure is super weird. Let's just try it, though. So are we writing one thing at a time? I guess we could just do the timer. Let's just leave the timer on. No frames are going to be received. And if it goes through this, it's going to print the period there. Okay. So we'll know that it's trying to write by printing a period. And there it is. There's a bunch of them right there. And nothing on that secondary computer. So the high line is connected to the high line. The low line is connected to the low line. The 5 volts is connected to 5 volts. One computer is being powered by the other. Why don't we just get rid of this too? Let's just simplify it. On every loop, we're going to write one CAN bus message. And the TX timer is going to be 500, so it's a little slower. Yep, so here come the periods. You can see them coming down here. I don't know if you can see it on the stream. We're definitely transmitting in the left computer. If you look at that middle LED, it still sees nothing. And once again, let me just get rid of that blinking light. Okay, so should we start with the logic analyzer and just look at like what's being sent on the high and low lines? Where do we start here? What do we start with? We've got the right computer, which is sending to the left computer. I guess we could check our wiring. But yeah, the high line goes to the high, the low line goes to the low. The CAN transceivers on both look pretty good. Woo! Bless me. Thank me. I'm welcome. All right. I think Max is right. Maxwell is right. Let's start with the. Oh, jeez. Just sneezed so bad. Now I have to remember how to use the logic analyzer. Where did I put? Make sure your comms lines are twisted together. Ben, is that really important? I can do it. Oh, there it is. Yeah, okay, we'll twist the lines just to appease everyone, and we'll start with the computer that is transmitting, which is this bad boy right here. So, I'm going to disconnect. Okay, hold on, this is a bad idea. I'm going to disconnect this computer completely. We're also going to get rid of these 5-volt and ground lines so that we don't accidentally short anything. And now these are our CAN lines. And since it was requested, we're going to twist these together in an only slightly cursed way. All right, they're twisted. Now, okay, I've got the logic analyzer. We probably only need one of these. Yeah. And I need to know what are what are the pinouts of this analyzer? How do I hook it up? Hang on for a second. What's the analyzer that I have? What is this called? Oh, DS Logic. That's what it is. DS Logic So Ben, so ignore the CAN bus, just see if anything's being transmitted on the TX and RX pins, not the high and low. We can do that. Okay. I've definitely opened this before. It's odd that it didn't want to do that. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Hardware connections. Okay, yes. Yes. Okay, there's CKTI, and then we need the channels, which we'll use this. All right. And then we need the little grabber boys, which are in here. Yeah, this is not the AVA code. This is far from it. Okay, so let's just look at where's ground? Does it matter where ground is? I totally forget how to do this. Is there one ground per thing? It looks like there might be one ground per thing. Can anyone shed some light on this? Looks like there might be one ground per pin on the analyzer. We can find an easy, well, I can just use one of these wires. Yeah. Okay, no spamming or I'll ban you. It is bizarre how often I need to say that. So that's going to go to ground on AVA. Okay. Now the TX and RX lines, those are going to be really hard to analyze. I mean, can I, like, I don't think this is small enough to, oh, geez, I guess we could get one of these pins, but it's going to be really, oof, it's going to be hard to dial in. We'll see. We'll see. Each probe should be grounded independently. That is true. But you only need one right now. There may be one ground per probe. Yes. Just probe the CAN TX line. Okay, so now let's look up which pin. I guess I can just, hold on. I am going to turn off my screen for a second. And now let's look at the schematic and see where CAN TX is. Top. CAN TX is, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in. Oh, geez. This is going to be really hard. It only needs to work once, and it's sending every half second. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in. That's CAN TX. Okay. We probably don't need 5 seconds. Let's do 2 seconds. And then every time we do it, it's going to start, analyze, and then read out what we have. So this makes sense. And I think we're looking on channel 1 or, yeah, we'll use the gray boy. Might be channel 0. And I'm going to power AVA independently. But the grounds are connected, so it should be fine. So again, get rid of that flashing light. Okay, so now let's just see if we can make this happen here. I'm doubtful, but we're going to try it a couple of times. Set up triggering. To trigger on the rising edge of the signal. I'm not going to do it just now. Let's just have it simple because I don't want to figure more stuff out right now. And just to check here, let me make sure there's nothing dangerous in our area. There's CAN TX, RX, roll, plus minus. There's a ground pin and a 3.3 volt. So nothing that I touch on the processor near here is going to hurt us. And the worst thing that happens is we might turn on the green LED. Okay. So 1, 2, I need a magnifying glass. Oh, or I need a macro lens. That's what I need. All right, everyone, stand by. This is going to take a second. Okay. Yes, this is going to take a little bit of time, but it's going to be worth it, and it's actually going to help me too, not just the stream. In. Stabilizer is on. Okay. Now, cam twist. Hold on. I turn this stream off. Camera live. Shoot, I don't have any of the stuff I used to have. Mac. I I think it's this. All right, we're getting there, I promise. It's not a good stream unless you make a total mess. And if at the end of the stream you're like, this is a disaster, that's when you know it's a good stream. That's how this works. I'm going to disconnect the drive here. And then we'll have an extra USB port. Here we go. 600D. Boom. Starting. And then I use cam twist to pipe that into OBS. Video capture, T3i. My God, I hate it when they do the unidentified developer thing. Like I said, it's a very chill, I don't care about the quality kind of stream. Open anyway. There it is. Okay, cam twist. And then, okay, we have a new, I think it's a siphon. It's not that. Oh my gosh. This is a nightmare. If the RX100 worked, we wouldn't have to do this. Cam twist, Canon, DSLR. Okay. Right, then say ready, starting, active. Then open cam twist, then to get the video feed, select siphon, the video source, then pick camera live as the siphon server. Shoot, how it is. Okay, no settings. How do I select the siphon server? Siphon, select. Oh, here it is, camera live. Show up as cam twist. Not No. Siphon, just camera live. Oh my god. Shoot. Do I have to restart OBS? Video capture. Okay, maybe it's not a video capture. Maybe it's a video source. No. Well, this is exciting, isn't it? Oh, God. All right. Camera to computer. Start camera live. View mainly siphon live server as the source. Well, yeah, sort of. But this is not... I hope I don't have to restart. Okay, let's restart everything. Okay, camera's connected, then we go to camera, live, starting, active, then cam twist gets opened, camera live, select. It won't work. I have no idea what to do. I can't use the HDMI capture card because this doesn't have HDMI out. Oh, God. Oh, it does have HDMI out. It just sucks. Okay, hold on. It's like 1640 HDMI. It's awful. This experience is going downhill very quickly. I will be able to use this, it just won't look good. That's the webcam, which I need to keep. This is the USB cable, yeah. Okay, now let's try this. I hate this. I hate this so much. Please just load the new cam link. Boom! There it is! It's awful, and it's stupid, and I hate it. Off. There we go. That will work well enough. It's stupid, and it's so stupid, but it works. And it's low resolution, high. here we go. How were you trying to connect if not through HDMI? There's a really janky way to do it through USB, and I used to do that on the BPS channel. You can see it if you look for that kind of thing. All right. I can't even see it on here. Woo! Look at that magnification! What do we got there? Is that a little junk? That looks like a bridge lead. Well, that's not our concern today, unless that's not the CAN bus, but it's not our concern today. Our concern is pin number, oh my God. One, two, three, four, five. Shouldn't be touching this with a metal thing. There are some test points, but not really. Let's disconnect this. I'm going to connect this to pin 5, and we're just going to see what shows up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Shoot, I bent the pin. And because of how easily it bent, I am guessing it was not connected in the first place. I hate this officially. You know what? Let's just try this again. I get the feeling that that pin was just not connected. Don't tag onto the processor pin. I have no other option, man. There's no other place to put a connection. All right, I is blue. That's ground, which goes to ground. All right, ground to ground, 5 to 5, high to high, low to low. Let's try this again. And let me get a good look at these pins. Yeah, I mean, it's not unlikely that they're just not connected. They're very loose there. Yeah, I'm going to get the... maybe I'll just reflow this real quick. Let's do that. BRB. Stand by. we've got a tiny little bit more solder paste on there. And that should help. That should be good enough. It doesn't look incredible, but it should be good enough. I'm going to increase the contrast on this a little bit. There, now it's nice and easy to see. Yeah, it's not great, but it's good enough. It's a prototype board. Okay, let's test it now. I can't tag onto any other pins because it is the transceiver does not have legs. Let's plug it in and see what happens. Is it still too hot? No, it's fine. It's cooled down. It's a thick board. It dissipates a lot of heat. Yeah, still nothing. So now, I guess we can try it on the back of the board. It's just like I won't be able to get a very solid connection. Boy, thanks, J.R. Craft. Here's the transceiver. Oh my God, it's a nightmare. There's the transceiver, right there. So now I need to find out which pin I need to probe. Standby. Okay, hold on. All right. CAN TX is right by the dot of the chip. And does that track? Yes, it does. So we're looking at CAN TX, which is right by the dot of the chip. So that's going to be on the other side here. Okay. Yeah, so let's do that. So this goes to ground. We'll power it from USB. I'm not gonna leave it connected because it doesn't matter. Leave those far apart. And then, here we go. This goes to ground. And we will see what we can get on this pin. And I don't want to hear any complaints about the quality of my setup here because I am not a professional, and that's that. Okay. So what we're going to do here is a little bit cursed, but it should work, maybe. On the logic analyzer, once again, if we start it, it's a 2-second analysis. So if I touch the contact to where we want it, and then I run the analysis, I run, yeah. Got it! All right. Here's what we got. So now, how do I make this bigger? Does anyone know how I make this channel larger? Please help. I would like to see this. Control scroll. There it is. I can't, I don't, well, I guess, all right, we can just see it here. So this looks interesting. Each time we send 278, 285. Yeah, that's interesting. Okay, well, let's assume that this is okay. And now let's hook it up to the CAN high and see if we're getting anything on high. Should we hook it up to CAN low as well? Let's do it as a treat. That's gray. The next one is brown. Oh, shoot. Oh, boy. Okay, well, that's working. All right. So now we're going to tag onto the high and low. And then at any point we can just start. I'm also going to make it shorter. And we should capture at least one of these things. Start. Nothing. Oh, wait, I'm super zoomed out. Nothing. Okay, this is helpful. This is helpful. This is very helpful. We should have 2 channels of data and we have 0. This is helpful. This means maybe it's a bad transceiver. Why don't we reflow the transceiver, because there is a solid chance based on the images that I saw that there's maybe a missing connection, or we just need to spread some things around. So stand by. I'm going to reflow this, and then we'll try it again. Okay, it looks much better now. Looking a lot better now. All right, you know what I don't appreciate is when people freak out about stuff that I do in the chat. So Ben and Arsenio, I need you all to calm down. Super don't appreciate when people act like everything that I do is the end of the world. Not chill. So those are connections that look okay. And these are connections that look okay as well. All right. So let's try it. Once again, I've got ground. And then we'll get high on channel 1. And low on channel 2. Or channel 0 and channel 1. And then, still pretty hot. Well, no, it's not. It's just warm now. So let's plug it in. And then at any point, I should be able to hit analyze, and we'll see what we get. Start. Nothing. Okay. Yeah. Nothing coming in. The pins are plugged in. We have a connection on high and low. And I'm getting nothing out. So now, yeah. Let's look at this again. Let's check our schematic. We're going to assume that the problem is between the processor and the CAN high and low line. So the problem is with the transceiver. It's the MCT 2562. Right, so it's this one right here. This is what we're concerned about, is the bottom one. So I'm going to look at the schematic first. Oh boy, hold on. Let's check our pins again. So we're looking against this one. Pin 1 is TX, yes. Pin 2 is VSS or ground, yes. Pin 3 is VDD, which should be 5 volts, and that's true, it is. And the 5 volts comes from USB, so we should have that. Pin 4 is RX, and that's true. Pin 8? No. Okay, let's go. Pin 5 is split. It's labeled as split here, but it's VIO here, and I have it tied to 3 volts. So that's our logic. Then CAN high goes to CAN high, CAN low goes to CAN low. High is 7, low is 6. High is 7, low is 6. Standby is pin 8. And I'm pulling standby to ground through a 470 ohm resistor, which is on there. And yeah, I'm pulling it to ground, and then the pad just under it is also getting pulled to ground. That's EP. That's 9, and I'm putting that on ground. Just make sure EP. Exposed thermal pad. So I think I can safely just tie it to ground. Let's look at standby again. Standby by applying a high level to the standby pin. And it wouldn't even matter if it were 5 volts or 3 volts, because I don't want it in standby, so I tie it to ground. All right, let's look at the schematic again. Five volts goes into VDD. Yes. VIO, and then I have, I have some caps near it. Could be it. If we can't find anything else, we could blame it on capacitance stuff. VIO is the logic level we want to operate at, and that's 3.3 volts, and that's good. RX, TX, TX, RBX, I think if I just tie standby to ground, that's fine though. Like, I just never want to use it. Okay, I see no problems with this. So now let me look at the routing. Let's read about how it turns on. Dominant state occurs when the differential voltage between can high and low is greater than. Yeah, normal mode is selected by applying a low level to the standby pin. Operational and can drive the bus pins. The slopes, the output signals on can high and low are optimized to produce minimal electromagnetic emissions. Okay. I think the schematic checks out. I think the hardware checks out. So what's next? All right. CAN bus isn't normal logic, so it won't know what high is. We're jank reading a signal that isn't 0 to 3 volts. Displaying that. The logic analyzer might not show the data. So I have okay, so I have an analog scope with the kit, I think. I mean, it's just going to look for low and high, right? Yeah, okay. So let's get out the other thing. At the scope here, which is much fancier. Well, I don't know how fancy it is, but the scope has these two probes, and I will need some help setting this up. Goodbye. Goodbye. Unplug. Okay. So, plug this in. Aha! Here we go. Channel 1 is going to be red. Yeah. Channel 2 is going to be yellow. These are very fancy. All right, so let's just try this and see what we pick up. Is this grounding? What is the second pin on the probe? Okay, hold on. I will find it in the manual, I'm sure. Logic analyzer. Oscilloscope. Here we go. Hardware connections. Yeah, it's ground. Okay, so we'll connect them both. Let's just do one. Let's just do one pin first, and it's going to be on channel 2, I guess. No, we'll do it on channel 1. So we'll do ground and can high. Right? Reference. Okay, here we go. Oops, okay, well the camera's... We'll see if that comes back. Folks, I am seeing nothing. And that is true because when I touch it with my finger, when I touch it with my finger, you can see it change. Yeah, there's nothing going on that line. So if I were to go to the other line, nothing at all. My time and voltage settings, 10 microseconds. Is that what I want? I don't know what my voltage scale is. How do I find that out? I mean, this is in millivolts here, 0 millivolts. Yeah, it looks like it auto scales because it shows me 0 millivolts. I'm not sure. And then if I scroll around, it's like 37, 39 millivolts. This is certainly within the range. Okay, yeah, the can high line. Let's just go back to the can high. It's sitting at 0, like Ben said. Something's up. And again, if I touch it, just with my finger, you can see it change a little bit. So there's nothing happening here. It's just dead. Oh boy, this is a tough one. Okay. Should we spend more time messing with the datasheet? Yeah, even when I go higher, it doesn't seem to change that much. There, I'll go real low. And still nothing. See, that's my finger right there. It's kind of cool. Wonder if that's like my pulse or something. I don't think it is. All right, test on the second board. Test for a systematic error. Good call. Let's try that. Let's unplug everything first, though. We'll test on a different board. Here we go. Ground. And then I've got to upload that sketch. We have to stop. Okay, so this is the TX test. Every 500 milliseconds, we're going to transmit. We've got a board on the line. And if we look at the serial monitor, it's printing out a period every time it transmits. So yes, it's transmitting, or it's trying to. All right, now let's go back to the logic analyzer. Let's flip it over. Let's put it on can high. And reference. Oh! What's up, boys? Get at me. My guy. All right. That's can high. Okay, I do not need. Why can I not get the guy here? Here we go. All right, let's get the other one on there. So maybe a bad connection on that first board. All right, so that's can high and low. You can see the differential there. Okay, so I need to either fix it seems like the transceiver is just borked on the second board. Maybe I should swap it. I don't have a third AVA board, so the only way to test this is to swap the transceiver here. Which I can do, it just sucks. All right. Well, this is confidence inspiring. This means the transceiver is working. There's just something else wrong. And we're not out of the woods yet. So let's swap it. I have to go to the bathroom though. So I'm gonna go to the bathroom and I'll be back momentarily. I just unplugged it. I'll be back momentarily, then I'll swap the transceiver and we'll see if we can get messages between the two boards. So far, the only thing that we can confirm is wrong is maybe the transceiver or board assembly on this. Although it looked pretty good. I suppose there's like a chance we could blame. I could look at test points on the board. I don't know. I'm going to refresh the board a little bit. But for now, stand by, and I'll be right back. All right. Hello. Okay. All right, we're back. I've replaced the transceiver on the board, and it is by no means like an incredible job. It's not something that I would want to fly, but it is. That's it. It is. And it will tell us probably if the old transceiver was bad, because this board seems to do just fine with CAN, and the other board does not, and it would make sense that nothing on the CAN bus would work if one of the transceivers was borked, I guess, without probing things. So far the probe has been very useful, because it would have been hard to diagnose this in the first place. Okay, so we've got blue on high, white on low, black on ground. And we're going to reload that sketch where it transmits every few seconds, or every little bit. Make sure we're loaded there. Plug that in. Boom! Load it, boy! Give me that monitor. All right, period, 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 period. So we're transmitting. Love it. Now, let's get that scope back in there. Wow, it's got like little relays inside of it. And let's get one of these channels on the high with the reference on the ground. And let's see what shows up. Oh! All right. And then let's get the low on there. And that low doesn't even have a reference, but let me just get it on there. Okay, so now both transceivers are working. This is the board that wasn't working before, and now it's working. All right. Okay. I need more coffee. You can just watch this while I get more coffee. The coffee is ready. Do you want some coffee? Folks, listen, if you want to buy this mug, buying this mug gives you a great mug, and it helps support BPS.space. And the best place to buy this mug is shop/BPS_space. And then what you have to do is you got to go to one of those things that will generate superscript for you. You have to put mug. It's like a /mug, but the mug is in superscript. So it's got to be small mug, and then back to regular script, .gov. And that is where you buy this mug. Are you heating up coffee in your microwave? I am, because it gets cold, and I like it hot. Don't buy that dog. Don't buy that dog. Don't buy that dog, J.R. Kraft. Don't buy the dog, okay? And if you don't know what I'm talking about, don't look on bps.space/shop. Don't buy that dog. Let's connect these two computers up and see if we can get one of them. This will now be the transmission computer. We're going to get this one hooked up and see if we can get that to get happy. You know that song by the Knox called Get Happy? That's what we're trying to do. That song is a banger. We don't need the scope, and we do not need to be having this plugged in right now. So this, let's open up that receiving sketch. Oh man, Derek. Oh wow, the mic is pretty loud, isn't it? Okay, Derek got his diploma today and got accepted into college. Everyone, please put a congratulations, Derek, or some form of that. Congrats, Derek. I've known Derek for a little while now. That's amazing, man. Congratulations. You've earned like a whole pint of ice cream or like a root beer float or something. I don't know. Whatever you want. What a great day. Okay. We gotta load the receiving sketch to see if we're getting anything on the lines, and all we're doing in the loop is if there's something available, we write, we got a message, and then we blink the light. So there's a lot of indication. Well, there's some indication. Oh, and it would also be helpful if we loaded the sketch onto the computer. Oh god. Might go carbonate more chocolate milk again. Maybe don't do that. If you want your day to be enjoyable. All right, so I loaded the code. We're gonna unplug everything. Gonna get the 5-volt pin on here so that one board can power the other. And we're gonna see if these two wonderful little boards can become friends. That is what I want. Oh my god, it's upside down. The boards need to become friends over the CAN bus. Wow, I am not... Hold on. So that's CAN high on blue. This is CAN low. And so far, what we're hoping is that that bad CAN transceiver, which honestly, like, I might have fried it in building it. I did some kind of sketchy practices when I built this board. Especially powering it on for the first time. All right, ground to ground, 5-volt to 5-volt. Yeah, ground 5-volt, high, low. Ground 5-volt, high, low. Okay, so now, I can't even remember, this one is receiving it. And if we receive it, we're gonna print out that we have a message. And that's that. And blink the light. And so far, nothing. Okay. It's not the end of the world yet. Do I do all my development in the Arduino IDE? No, I do not. I do some of it, like easy, simple sketches, definitely the IDE. It's easy, it's got a little monitor in it, that's great. But for larger code bases, you want a better editor that'll do like autocomplete and stuff like that. Probe CAN RX. Frick on my... Nope. Let's look at the processor here. Okay, these connections look considerably sketch. So I will now go reflow these. Here we go. Stand by. Okay. Oh boy. All right. The board is a little bit warm, but not that bad. I have beefed up all the connections. Let's plug it in. That's not good. Okay. Nope, we have to do this again. That green light should not turn on at the start, and it should be harmless, but this processor needs to get heated up fully and like slightly align itself. Okay, here we go. Okay, fixed it again. It's a little bit misaligned. Now it's more properly aligned. Oh my gosh. All right. I'm gonna just wait for it to cool. And everyone, we're gonna just be very calm. I want calm vibes in the chat, please. The calmest you have ever been. Think of a Kalman filter. That's how calm we need to be here. Think of an ocean, and the ocean is warm and sounds like an ocean. That's the best I can do for thinking of calm things. Calm vibes. Super chill all the time. Can we get some, yeah. Calm crabs in the chat, please. Calm crabs. All right, the board still pretty warm. It would be fine to start it up, but I just want to wait. Let's get a lot of calm crabs in the chat, please. Calm it up. I'll put a crab in the chat too. Okay, thanks camera. All right. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Nothing. Nothing. All right, let's revise how we're sending things. I swear, can we just use the example sketch as it is? Oh my God. This is a nightmare. Let's just use the example sketch as it is and see if we can... I get the feeling that it will like just pass stuff back and forth. Flex can test. Let's put the can test on both boards. We're not going to change anything. Here's what we're doing. We set the can clock speed. And it's just going to pass data back and forth. So that's going to go on this bad boy. And on this bad boy. Yeah, nothing. We're not receiving anything. We're not... I mean, we're trying to send stuff. All right. Let's go back to the thing before with can test TX. This board is going to transmit. Does this look right to everyone? Like, what are we doing here? We're just writing the message. The message ID is O by 222, but it shouldn't matter because we're just... Oh my gosh. It's going to be really hard for me to scope the CAN RX. All right, I can do it. The TX is here. Yeah, this is the TX. Let's send this. Okay. There we go. Now on this board, we're going to scope the RX. And we know which one is RX by going here. And RXD is opposite from the dot on the same side. So it's going to be at the top. And so if we take the analyzer, we won't use the logic analyzer. We're just going to use the scope. Here we go. This is a waking nightmare. I just want to be done with this. The reason we're doing this is that like AVA R2 is ready to ship out, and I just have to make sure that the CAN bus on R1 works. You could scope high and low just for fun, just as a treat. I need another pin for ground. Hold on. All right, everyone. Green is for ground, right? Green is for ground. And the grounds are the same, so if I put this in here, that's ground. Okay. This goes to ground. And let's probe this up. Probe it up, boys. Can't say that. Let's go on high and low first. There's my finger. So this is CAN high. Yep. And CAN low. At least there's stuff on there. Like, we know that there's stuff going on. And we just uploaded the transmission, so we're looking to receive on this. And if I use this, should work to just do this. Very careful. That's CAN RX. What does that look like to everyone? If we want, I can show TX as well. That's TX. There's nothing on TX. Oh my gosh. Check blue and white wires. I mean, they're all... Yeah, I mean, CAN high is going to CAN high. CAN low is going to CAN low. So that's all correct. And like those pins are definitely on there for the receiving end. So we're definitely transmitting. Let's just try the receiving sketch. We're just looking. Nothing. Let's try not available. If just as a treat, we'll see if we can get the message over in the way that they were hoping. Yeah, nothing. We'll go back. Someone says, let's look at the time base. So if we do a larger time base, like 10 milliseconds, right? Is that what we're looking for? This is now, okay, this is garbage. This is now CAN RX. Ready? That looks correct to me. It's every half second that we're sending it. 1, 2, 3, and... Okay, hold on, it went away. Oh, shoot. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and 6. It's a little fast, but that's every half second. That makes sense. All right, CAN TX on the TX board and CAN RX on the RX board. That's going to be really hard. Let's go down a little further. Let's go to like 100 and see how that looks. There's nothing. There's nothing at 100. How does that work? We were at 10 and it looked good. Now there's nothing. use the logic analyzer, but won't it not work? Oh, because we're on right. We don't want the probe because it's not analog. We know that the can works, but the logic, okay, I get it now. All right, ground to ground. Now we're going to look at can you want to see if you can get a message structure like we saw on can TX with the logic analyzer. If we do, you're good. Your firmware is probably the problem. Okay. Right. So let's look at RX, which is pin number 4 here. And I can't do it on the processor. I think we're receiving. Which one are we transmitting from? We're transmitting from this, right? Let's just refresh. This one is can test TX. Yeah, here we go. Okay, can test TX. And then RX is over here. And it doesn't even matter what the sketch is. What matters is that we're looking at RX on this side, which again, RX is away from the dot. Okay, we're going to analyze for 2 seconds. And we're going to do it by placing the mouse over the start button. I'm going to hold it against this thing. Did it work? Okay, let's try again. Shoot. It's just high. There's nothing. It's just high. Yeah, it's just high. There's nothing happening. It's just high. Okay, let's try something else. Let's just upload the regular can test. And then let's try the logic analyzer again. For 2 seconds. That's all I need. It's plugged in. Okay, hold on, let me try that again. The probe is grounded, yes. Nothing. The heck is going on? Is the transceiver dead? All right, let's look on the other end. Let's look at TX on this end. Okay, I think the probe is set up wrong. I'm convinced that's it now. Oh my god! Ah! The board wasn't plugged in. Ah! Ah! Oh my god. It's a waking nightmare. Okay, let's go back to CAN RX on the receiving board. Try again. It's just high on the receiving board. That's RX, and now TX on the sending board. It's just high. The hell is going on here? Okay, all right. Something is wrong. So we're not properly sending data. That's clue number one. So let's try it again. Where we're okay. I think we have. I think this is a extremely multifaceted problem with the CAN bus. Let's do CAN test TX where every 500 milliseconds. Let's do every 100 milliseconds. We're sending this message. We do this. We've still got the timer thing. Let's try it. See if that works. This one's transmitting. Let's just look at the CAN TX and see if we're sending a signal. This is going to kill me. Okay. On this board, are we sending a signal? And also, the boards need to be plugged in as a treat. Doesn't matter where, but they need to be plugged in. Okay. Ready, everyone? On CAN TX, what do we got going on? It's just high. It's just high. There's nothing. Same thing on CAN RX. I think the logic analyzer is borked. Okay, that feels way more plugged in than before. Hold on. I'm analyzing the logic of the light. My God. This is going to drive me crazy. All right, I'm going to reboot the logic analyzer. I don't think it's working because I'm trying to just analyze the up and down on the LEDs and nothing's happening. Let me check the schematic. Oh my gosh. All right. It shouldn't just be high. We're going up and down. Oh, the scale is all messed up. That's a very tiny scale. Yeah! All right! Oh, just kill me. Oh, I had it too close. Oh. It was too close. All right! Let's just reload all the stupid sketches and try this again. Didn't look at the scale. Oh my God. All right, TX is, no, RX is this one. We're gonna try to read the message. And TX is the one with the curved wires. Whatever. All right. So on RX, let's look at CAN RX with the logic analyzer. We can do 1 second. Let's also make sure we plug in the boards, because that has been a problem for me before. Okay, here we go. Excuse me. This is CAN RX. Let me try that again. Hey, that looks right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's correct. This is correct. What happens if we zoom in? What does this look like? Maybe a CAN message. Okay. Okay. We're getting somewhere. We're getting somewhere. That looks all right. Okay. Now let's look at the software again. We're definitely getting something on CAN RX. So why does it not show up here? Once again, I will now check the connections on the processor, which do indeed look good to me. Yes. Ben thinks he may know the problem. Now you need to check the actual data. Ben, let's hear it. What message ID is the receiver configured to accept? Ben, this is what we've got going on. I'm just looking for if CAN bus is available. Like if that returns a 1, data on the lines. I guess we could do every loop, we could just serial print CAN bus available. That would be the most brutal way to do it. Let's get rid of the if statement. Let's get all of this stuff out of here. And let's just, it's not configured to like look for any specific message. So on here, which is the receiving line, zero. It's just all zeros. It never goes to 1 on CAN available. When we transmit, we're transmitting, oh no, I've got a spinny ball. Well, you can see it on the screen at least. Message len, the length is 8, the ID is O by 222, and that's what we write. I think Arduino has crashed, which is just a super fun thing to have happen. Force quit. Oh, boy. Enable the CAN protocol decoder. How do I do that? It shouldn't even matter what the ID is because we're just looking at available, right? Flex CAN, TNC. This is the library we're looking at right here. And under the README, we're doing available. Returns 1 if at least one receive frame is waiting, or 0 if no frame is available. Right? This is the function we're looking at here. No. Okay. All right, I'm looking in boys chat. Think it's being filtered. Message won't be available if the receiver isn't set up to expect it. He needs to read the data sheet. No, so there's nothing explicitly tagged as transmitter receiver. So, is there any way if the ID is O by 222 and it's not set up to be received by the receiver? So Ben, if I say O by 10, OX10 as the transmission, when you say read up on the implementation of the CAN controller, are you talking about the transceiver? The controller peripheral on the microcontroller. Okay. So how do we do that? Let's just try to work within this library here. FlexCAN is a communication blah, blah, blah. It is possible to specify the ID parameter and then select whether CAN should be used. Oh, that's 3.6. baud ID, FlexCAN interface ID. It's a 0, but the ID is not part of the message. When we're setting up the driver here, 0 just refers to which bus we're using, and we're assuming it's the 3.2, which is this guy, and this is CAN 0 on 3 and 4, and that's the pins we're connected to. Ben, I'd rather not do VC right now. I don't think the driver API ID is the same as the CAN packet ID. Right, yeah. So the ID here is just a 0 or a 1. These are the options. So I think it defaults to 0 unless we're on the 3.6, and we're not. And it has a let's start looking at this. When we configure the ID, if ID is greater than 0, then you switch. Okay, so that's just, this is the different processor. Else, all equals 1. Yeah. Okay, so Ben suggests looking at hardware implementation. Let's look through this a little bit more. I can specify a filter. Is that what that is? Can filter and mask. Maybe. Okay. So we could specify a filter. FlexCan base. Enable reception of all messages that fit the mask. If mask.ext specify filter nothing. All right. We are moving along. Hold on. There was stuff about a filter here. Optional RX filtering. Begin mask. Enable the CAN to start actively participating on the CAN bus. Enable the reception of all messages that fit the mask. This is a global mask that applies to all of the receive filters. Set filter, filter number. Set the filter receive filter by selecting a number 0 to 7. When using filters, it is required to set them all. If the application uses less than 8 filters, duplicate one. CAN filter type structures. How do I specify filtering as nothing? I think on the begin, CAN filter. Where's CAN filter in here? I think Perry's right. Like I think it's all. It defaults to all zeros. We can also just check in the oh my god, Arduino crashed again. Ricky, yes, they are. There are resistors there on each termination. Sys timer. Yeah, we're not specifying anything. What kind of filter does it expect? I don't think it's going to just take a number. I don't know. Let's try this. I don't think this will work. Yeah, there's nothing. I think the filter is a good place to start, though. So some controller implementation is required to set an expected message ID. So maybe that's it. Can read. Okay, can available. Return FlexCan base. I flag 1. Let's look at what that is. What is B? O by 30. You know what? I haven't done... Screw it. Let's just see if we can appease the gods here. I super don't think this is going to work. Okay, now it's transmitting on O by 30. That's the new message ID. 0 by 30. And on RX, nothing. So if we set the mask Can I do that? Will it accept that? Maybe. And I uploaded this, right? Okay. 0 by 0 and 0 by FF as filters. Let's try it. I got nothing. And yeah, I got nothing. Okay, that's right. Read. What is the EXT? Extended ID. You aren't using it. You can set up very, okay, cool. While not available. Okay, there's an available call within here. Let's just try the read. I don't know, man. I'm grasping at straws here. Well, it greeted us this time, but still nothing. Wait a minute. Is this correct? This one is for FlexCan library for 3.1, 3.2 in the examples, can test, 3.1, hello, 3.1. Okay, yeah, that's fine. Are we doing anything differently from the published library? I can't see anything different. The bitrate should be fine. I haven't changed them. We can check. We could change it. Well, why don't we change the bitrate? How about that? Let's go up a little bit. Let's go up to 125. Okay, so this is on RX. And then we have to change it on TX. Oh my God. Done. Nothing. Ah! The bit rates are the same. What am I doing wrong? Upload code example and try it. It's all the example. And I'm just using can available. Can test R. All right, try this. We're just going to print the availability. And that's it. And then, if we plot it, come on, show up. Right? There's nothing. It never bumps up to 1. It's always not available. Oh my god, the spinny ball. My computer is not loving this. I think the serial monitor is not happy. It's just freezing. We could try a different library. There are libraries that aren't as optimized or whatever. All right, Arduino has borked it. Goodbye, Arduino. Goodbye. Force quit. Bye. Teensy 3.2 can library. Let's just try a different library. Ah! That's the library. That's the one I'm using. Oh. All right, Ben, I need help if we're gonna it's pretty much drop-in compatible. Okay, this one's a little different. All right. 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 Let's go, Colin 80. Get on my computer, boy. That's... regret saying that. All right, download zip. Here we go. Screw the initial FlexCan library. Let's go with new FlexCan library is my new best friend. Losing my mind. All right, here we go. New FlexCan library by well, it says by T-Chop, but this one Date modified. Date added. Today, FlexCan Library 2. Let's get it. Here we go. Yes, a validity check is more important, but it's oh, come on. FlexCan Library Master 2. Right. Got it. Well, let's get that out of here. Master. You know what I want? I just want it to be fall, and I just want to drink a ton of stuff that tastes like pumpkin. That's it. That's all I want. Here we go. Maybe we'll get some new examples with the Colonnade library. No, I don't want the new version of Arduino. Thank you so much for asking, though. It's very kind of you. FlexCan. Where is it? Is it incompatible? Flash. FlexCan. Wow. Huh. Okay. We've got some new examples to play with. All right, Colin. Let's get it, buddy. Let's help me out. Both buses are left at the default 250K speed, and the second bus sends frames to the first. To do this properly, you should have two buses linked together. Oh, God. Are we? No. Oh. All right. Well, screw the dual CAN bus thing. Let's get... I'm not doing this. No CAN 1. Get out of here. CAN 0 is it. Up here, somewhere, do we not define the CAN object? The hell? Will that compile? No. Hate this. Okay, get out of here. All right. While CAN is available, read it. I don't know, man. Let's just try it. I'm out of options. It should still be transmitting. Like, we know we're transmitting. Oh my God. Open the serial monitor. Ah! What's up? All right, something is happening that's different than what was happening before. What if we just leave it here and then we never ever use CAN again? How about that? What about that as a treat, huh? Frick the old FlexCan. New FlexCan is my best friend. Oh. Yelling is not bad. Yelling is wonderful. Yelling is what makes life worth living. Being able to yell. Do I need a break? Yes, I do, Matt, but not yet. Not until I can send some more specific stuff. Okay. We're going to send all these numbers, message buff 0 plus plus. What? I don't even know what this is. I don't even care either. Can 1. Oh my god. Just get out of my life. Wait, and the best part is the clock speed isn't even the same between these two buses. But it still worked. Frick the old FlexCan library. New FlexCan library is my best friend. New best friend. Colin80 on GitHub. Yes. Ugh. Well, this broke me because it was so unbelievably multifaceted. One of the transceivers was broken. We had a bad library. I'm calling this working, though. I'm saying that this is working. I guess we could check. There's a 16, a 32. I don't even know. I don't even know. I don't even care that the data isn't accurate. All I care about, okay, can write. We're going to delay 200. Message.buff0 equals, what is like the type of this? Can I just do like buff0, is it a float? Can he type message? Oh, please, no. Wow, Charlie Garcia getting them emails. I don't think he's watching. Okay. Tell me about the message structure, Colin. Okay, 8 bytes. So I could send... Wait, 8 bytes is huge. What just happened? Okay, hold on. Let's make them all 0. Everything is 0. Oh, each one of these are bytes. Can I represent it as like a float? Zero. That's a hex dump, though. Oh my god. How many bytes is a float? It's 4. Using 2 floats at a time. That kind of sucks. Can I just send all zeros? How about that? That's very clear. If we send everything as zeros, it's very clear what's happening. 0. Oh my god. I know it's read-only. Thank you. This one is transmitting. I guess I'm just redoing this. Here, hold on. Let's do it this way. I don't really understand that, but it doesn't matter because it's just kind of working and that's all I care about. Yeah. Okay. That is enough for me to confirm. That is enough for me to confirm that the CAN bus works. Oh! I hated this. I hated it. You know that part of The Office where Michael Scott finds out that the branch is closing, and he makes that face, and he goes, "That's me this whole time." All right. I hate this. The CAN bus works. That's all I needed to know. It works. I can transmit data, kind of. We could even show it on a plot. I can get data across the CAN bus. And I can figure out the protocol and like how to do it nicely some other time. But it's working now, and that's all that matters. Which means I can commit to AVA R2. I have a design review tomorrow with an unnamed person. Because there are concerns that I have about redacted for a redacted mission profile. I don't even know what to do. I think I need to like go for a walk for like 6 hours and clear my head. I know that it works. That's all I needed to know now. I know that it works, so I don't have to change that design. So AVA R2 can get shipped out. I have a review tomorrow, and then after that, I can send it out. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to hand assemble the first board. Jeez, I could almost just commit to machine assembly. But the problem is I want to hand assemble the first board. I do, Jared. I do deserve the watch party tonight. I'm going to hand assemble the first board, and I'm going to try to use as many scrap R1 components as possible, because I ordered components for 5 boards, and I built 2, and then I destroyed 1 slightly, and then I started borrowing more components. But I have extras. I can use those, and then simultaneously, I'm going to take a leap of faith. God, maybe this is a bad idea. I'm going to order like 10 or 15 to be machine made. It's going to be a chunky price tag, but I can count on the quality of those a lot more than hand assembly. And with something with this many components that have like tight soldering tolerances, it's just not worth it to do high stakes stuff. Can't even think. I can't even think. I'm just dead. I'm totally brain dead. Does anyone have any questions? We can just like hang out for a couple minutes. I've got a little bit of coffee left, so I'll finish my coffee. And we'll hang out. If you've got questions about rockets or about life in general, I can answer either one of those. I feel mildly qualified to answer one and not at all qualified to answer the other. You can figure out which one is which. Can you adapt your CNC to be a PNP, a pick and place? Julian, I think technically yes, practically no. I don't think I have the time available to do that. You know who's awesome? Oh my gosh. Steve, let me get the name right first. I think it's Stephen Hawes. No, he's a poet. Wait a minute. No, it is Stephen Haas. Universal Pick and Place Controller, right?
This video is sponsored.
Okay, thank you. Stephen Haas. I'm going to put his channel in the chat right now. This dude built his own pick and place, and he keeps improving it, and it's just incredible. I don't know if any of you follow him already, but I support him on Patreon. He is a wizard. Anyway, he built an open source pick and place, and you can like build it yourself. Will you be streaming AVA 2 board assembly? Milos, I will not. And it's mostly because at this point there are so many PCB assembly streams, and I just want to get it done to prioritize getting it done quickly. And it's a huge setup, and it makes a mess. What do you think of Space Force as a follow-up to The Office? Says Robert. I gotta be real with y'all. I was kind of disappointed by Space Force, and I thought initially, so I had heard people were disappointed by Space Force, and I thought like, oh, this must be a political thing. Like you just don't like that it's making fun of this new branch that was created under the current administration. And like, it would make sense that it would be politically motivated that someone wouldn't like that if they were on that side of the aisle. I'm not talking about politics, I'm just saying objectively it's making fun of a thing. Whatever, you know what I mean? I thought that was what the reason was that people didn't like it. And then I watched it and I was like, no, this is just not a good show. It's just not a good show. I laughed really hard at a couple of points, but most of the show was kind of blah for me. I don't know. That's my opinion. I build model rockets as a career. Like, you take it all with a grain of salt. What programming language do you use for most of these projects? I use C++ for most of the embedded stuff. What iMac are you using? I'm streaming this on my Mac Pro, but I got a MacBook Pro early this year that I really like. That's the new one. I still think like if you're going to get a MacBook Pro, it's fine to do it now. But if you're not going to do it for a year, then just wait 2 years until Apple has already done one revision on their own silicon, get out the bugs, and then buy like the second revision of this silicon, like Apple Silicon one. Do you use Xcode to design the Signal app? Yes, I do, Matt. Join the Amateur TVC Discord. I can do that. Maybe later. Joe has said that he uses a different program than the Arduino IDE. He mentioned it had autocomplete. What program is that? I use VS Code as the editor, and then Platform IO piggybacks on VS Code. You can do it with Atom. You can do it with a bunch of different code editors or just text editors. But Platform IO piggybacks on top of that to work with all of the Arduino boards. So it's got like all the board files and stuff like that. Yeah, Ricky's right. Like that's why you would go with Apple Silicon, because like I think MKBHD said this in his video. That's probably why I'm pulling the opinion from that. But like, it just seems like they can do such incredible things with their own chips in their phones that if you waited for maybe like one revision after so they can just get all the bugs out on their laptops, I'm sure it's like they can design exactly what they need instead of just working with what Intel makes. It doesn't work on Atom anymore? That's a bummer. It worked on Atom in the fall. I used Atom for a little bit for some of the early Sprite software. Remind me, why are liquid propellants out of reach for you? I won't fault anyone for wondering why I don't do liquid propellants if they like don't have experience with it. But it's so effing dangerous in so many ways that like I just don't have to consider right now. My primary concerns are like, okay, cool, does my software work well? But it's, yeah, I'm not doing liquid stuff. No one thinks about the safety aspect. Like, do I value my life more than cool projects? Yes. If you were going back in time, what college degree would you do? I would do something in engineering. I'm happy with where I am, and I wouldn't want to change what the outcome was. But it would be great to have. It would be great to have started BPS with a controls degree. Like that would have really helped. It wasn't until this last year that I feel like I have a good grasp on controls. And I still don't. Have you tried the Arduino Pro IDE? I can't remember if I did. Arduino... What's POC? Maybe that's it. Maybe I did try it. Just open an app that I don't understand. Arduino POC. Oh, I can't show some of this. Hold on. I think I have the Pro Editor. Yeah, I do. Would like to... What? Why? Okay, no. I'm closing you. The Pro Editor, don't allow. The Pro Editor looks great. Did you see the For All Mankind S2 trailer? No, and I still haven't watched Season 1 of For All Mankind. I really would like to. Oh, boy. Yeah, Simon makes a good point. Charlie Garcia has a video series on liquid rocket engines, if anyone wants to learn why that is so hard. And the thing that Charlie says... the thing that Charlie even says in his videos is like, this is not a tutorial. This is just like the super high level stuff. Why did you do audio engineering if you were interested in electronics and stuff? I did it because I wasn't interested in electronics at the time. Like I had some experience with the first robotics competition, and that's pretty much it. Just flying a couple model rockets, but I didn't have an interest in it at that point, and my interest was mostly in music. And then, when I went to Berkeley, that thing happened. This is the analogy I always use, but what happens when you look at your food really, really closely and you're like, oh, I don't want to eat this anymore. I just learned that the music industry isn't at all merit-based. And this is the truth with a lot of industries. It's not merit-based. It's based on how much money you have and your connections and your family connections. And a little bit on talent, but like the talent is the last thing. That's what your success is based on in the music industry. And so I was like, super cool, love it. I'm not going to do this. Should I go for aerospace or mechanical engineering? You know what, man? I know I don't have good advice for this. I know more people in the aerospace industry who did not major in aerospace engineering than who did. Like, just get a degree in anything remotely related and you'll be fine. And it's better to get a degree in something that you really care about rather than the degree that you think will help you get a job. Actually, I don't know if that's good advice. I don't know, man. I didn't do it right. What does the AVA BOM cost? It's something around like $200 per board at small volume. That's like the raw cost. And then add a 100 or 50 or however much you want to add for assembly. So buying 10 is going to be a lot of fun. All right. I think... when is the what will the next video be about, and how is the Launcher 1 thing going? Next video might be one of several things. Oh man, I had an idea for one the other day. I don't know, my brain is so fried. Alright, I think I'm gonna call it there, folks. Oh... Well, we got it working. Once again, let me just pull it up. Look at that. What just passed by? Oh, it is just a repetition. Oh, jeez. I just took audio engineering. Am I screwed? I mean, I don't know. I took audio engineering. A lot of people do audio and then do aerospace. Brian May was the guitarist for Queen and then the crazy good astrophysicist. Or I think that's what he is. Okay. I've got to go. This stream has become very uninteresting, even to me. And now I'm going to go clean everything up and eat a lot of food and go on a walk and then probably cry about the CAN bus. I don't know, man. Thank you, everyone, for joining. How long did we stream? 3 hours. Jeez. Okay, well, this was a nightmare. I appreciate everyone who stuck around, even if you didn't stick around the whole time. I don't blame you at all. And we got it working, or at least we confirmed that it's working. And now I can proceed with AVA R2. I'm so fried. All right. Goodbye, everyone. Thanks for joining, and I'll see you soon, probably. Excuse me. All right, how do I turn this off? I have to make sure it, like, finishes.